in the United States, Democrats have made it big in key polls. What just happened? What backfired for Donald Trump? And what are the Americans thinking? Let's uncover this. Joining me on the broadcast today is Meera Shankar. She's former ambassador, Indian ambassador to USA. Ma'am, a very warm welcome to the broadcast now. To begin with, how do you assess this win by the Democrats? Is it the change of winds, do you see?
Well, I think certainly the New York mayoral race was historic because you have, everything ranged against Zohran Mamdani. He's a relative newcomer, very young, he's a Muslim, and he had a leftist agenda focusing on people's welfare. But that seemed to resonate with voters in New York, which is facing a rising cost of living crisis. And so his laser-like focus on making New York more affordable for ordinary people, I think, evoked a response from voters. His agenda includes, providing free bus rides, free childcare.
I agree, ma'am, what you're saying. Ma'am, I agree what you're saying, but my question is that had there been someone else in place of Mamdani, the result would have been the same. Do you second this? Because it's the mindset of Americans now. How much the candidates matter?
I think candidates matter a lot. Okay. In this case, I think it was Mamdani who was able to effectively channelize the frustration of people at the rising cost of living.
Yeah, because the affordability was the central theme of the campaigning.
Yeah, he has also promised, as I said, to freeze rents, and have public housing, build public housing, so that the cost of renting or living in New York comes down. He's also promised to set up grocery stores in areas which are food deserts, which means where there are no proper grocery stores with fresh food or vegetables around. And this, he feels, will bring down the cost of groceries. Now, the question is, how is he going to fund some of his program? And he had promised tax increases on the ultra-wealthy, but the mayor of New York proposes the budget, and he can propose tax changes, but those changes have to be approved by the state senate, the assembly of New York, and by the governor of New York State, who sits in Albany. Now, Kathy Hochul, who is the governor of New York, is a Democrat and has backed Mamdani. But to what extent, he will be able to implement this agenda, he will need to now navigate both in terms of the hostility which the Trump administration has expressed towards him and the legal framework within which he has to function, which requires cooperation with the state of New York governor, the assembly there, and, in many cases, it's indirect, like freezing rentals in New York. He doesn't have the power to do it directly. There's a committee of 9 members. It's a rent guidelines board, but he gets to appoint those 9 members. So we have to wait and see. But definitely he's been a confident candidate who has not been afraid to assert his identity and to assert his political positions. He's not been diffident about them. And for a Democratic Party which has been divided over the agenda of the progressives, I think he probably will if he succeeds or is seen as doing well, he will certainly lead to a somewhat more leftward shift in the Democratic Party's positions.
Definitely. But what message does this result give to the Republicans? Is it a warning sign?
I think in New York, it was more Mamdani's message, which is completely different to the Republicans. And but in Virginia, for instance, where Mickey Sherrill, a lady, won the election. Sorry, that is New Jersey. In Virginia, it's Abigail Spanberger who won the election.
Yes.
And she flipped the results because it was previously ruled by a Republican governor. She focused a lot on an anti-Trump message. And it resonated because there are large numbers of government workers in Virginia. Trump has sacked about 200,000 government workers since taking over. And at the moment, many government workers are not getting paid or have been asked to go on furlough because of the shutdown of the US government for failure to pass the budget or a continuing resolution. So I think this resonated. You know, there are mixed things in the sense that Mamdani focused on his positive agenda, which is a non-Trump agenda, but to some extent it seeks to win back the working class, which had shifted towards the right, which had shifted towards Trump. New Jersey, Mickey Sherrill is winning. She's a Democrat. She is winning. It's the third term that the Democrats would be getting in a row. So though it's not a flip, it's unusual to see, you know, the same party winning for 3 terms. Now, this definitely 3 wins in a row definitely send a message. And it energizes the Democratic Party, which has been a bit dispirited in the wake of Trump's roller coaster.
All right, ma'am, we leave it there. Thank you so much for joining in on DD India News.